Alright, so we're trying to make an example of Jake Paul. Did you call Jed right now?
Yeah.
No, I got it.
And it goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul and like wanting to see me fail.
So Jake Paul's entire world has collapsed right before our eyes, and the timing couldn't be worse. Just 14 days before the biggest fight of his career, Jake found himself behind bars, and now everything he's worked for is hanging by a thread. Think about it, this was supposed to be his moment. After all the trash talk, all the training, and all the hype, Jake was gearing up to face Mike Tyson in what could have been his one shot to finally prove to the world that he's a legit boxer. This wasn't just another YouTuber versus retired MMA guy. This was Mike Tyson, one of the scariest names in the sport. It was his golden opportunity to shut down the haters for good and cement himself as a real contender. But now, it's all crumbling. This fall from grace has dragged him down in the worst way possible. Fans are questioning if he can even recover from this. And the fight itself, well, it's on the edge of being canceled, leaving Jake's career and reputation hanging in the balance. Let's break it down.
I'm so sick of this shit, bro.
They said they have a warrant for Jake.
Bro.
So why exactly was Jake Paul arrested just 14 days before his fight with Mike Tyson? Turns out Jake didn't just find himself in hot water by accident. He was caught red-handed for using banned substances. Yeah, that's right. Jake, who's been flexing those muscles and talking about how hard he's been training, was playing dirty behind the scenes. And when you're gearing up to fight a living legend like Mike Tyson, it looks like Jake didn't want to leave anything to chance. Instead of relying on pure skill and hard work, he allegedly turned to steroids to try and boost his performance and make sure he came out on top.
And I'm a fat bitch. I don't do steroids. And I take it as a compliment because there's no other excuse to me knocking out all of your champions than this kid does steroids.
But it doesn't stop there. Jake Paul wasn't just dealing with a steroid scandal. Oh no, the guy was also busted for trespassing at a recent boxing event where he was banned. It's like he's on a mission to take his own name down. Imagine this, you're banned from an event, and instead of laying low and focusing on training, Jake decides to waltz right in, like the rules don't apply to him. This kind of behavior is why so many people have been calling him out. Jake just doesn't seem to know when to stop. It's like he's trying to self-destruct.
Jake Paul looks huge, moving up to heavyweight for his fight against Mike Tyson.
Now let's dig into the nitty-gritty of this whole steroid scandal. We all know Jake's been looking bulked up lately, right? Well, turns out those gains might not be a result of grinding in the gym like he's been showing on social media. Nope. Word on the street is that Jake's been using performance-enhancing drugs to give himself an edge in the ring. And here's the thing, steroids are no joke. They're illegal in professional sports for a reason, and athletes who get caught using them face serious consequences. But Jake, he clearly thought he could get away with it. For those of you who aren't familiar with why athletes even turn to steroids, let's break it down. Steroids, or anabolic steroids to be exact, are synthetic substances that mimic the effects of the male hormone testosterone. They can experience massive muscle growth, faster recovery times, and improved endurance. Basically, they're like a shortcut to turning your body into a powerhouse. You can work out harder, recover quicker, and pack on muscle faster than you would naturally. For a guy like Jake, who's stepping into the ring with a legend like Mike Tyson. Plus, using steroids doesn't just give you a physical edge, it can also mess with the mental side of the game. Athletes who use performance enhancers often feel invincible, like they can do anything in the ring. This arrest, just 2 weeks before fight night, might be the knockout punch to his career, before he even steps into the ring. Now, this isn't the first time Jake's been in hot water for steroid use. Remember that fight against bare-knuckle brawler Mike Perry back in July? Yeah, the one where Jake knocked Perry out cold in the 6th round and walked away with a massive win? Well, that victory's been tainted because just weeks after that fight, Jake tested positive for not 1, but 2 banned substances.
I think that's the one.
Right hand. This may be it. Right hand. And he's down for a third time.
Yep, after the fight, Jake's post-fight drug test came back with traces of ostarine and 19-norandrosterone. Now, if you don't know what those are, let me break it down real quick. Ostarine is a type of SARM that helps you pack on muscle and boost strength. It basically gives you an unfair advantage in terms of power. And 19-norandrosterone. That's a metabolite of nandrolone, an anabolic steroid known for enhancing endurance, speeding up recovery, and building even more muscle. This wasn't some innocent oops, I took a contaminated supplement situation either. The levels of these substances in Jake's system were way too high for that excuse. It was clear that this wasn't an accident, it was intentional, calculated cheating. And now, it's all coming back to bite him. Fans remember the Perry fight, and with Jake's history of testing positive, it's no wonder they're buying into Tyson's claims that Jake's been juicing for their upcoming fight. What was supposed to be a clean showdown might just be another case of Jake trying to cut corners, and fans aren't here for it. Oh, and let's not forget about UFC President Dana White. He's been firing shots at Jake for ages about this. Dana's been very vocal, publicly accusing Jake of taking steroids before. He didn't hold back, calling out Jake's rapid transformation and basically saying, there's no way this is natural. Dana even challenged Jake to take a steroid test if he wanted to prove he was clean, but Jake never took him up on it. Suspicious much? Dana's got a sixth sense for this kind of thing, and he's not letting Jake slide on it. He knows shady business when he sees it. I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
And here's where it gets even crazier. The entire fight world is chiming in on Jake's reckless behavior. Yeah, boxing pros and pundits are calling Jake out for being childish and reckless.
Jake Paul's made a massive mistake. This is another miscalculation. Mike Perry's a brawler, man. Mike Perry's going to get in his face.
Double jab again from Alvarez. There's the big right hand from Perry. Alvarez's hurt shot.
Mike Perry is going to destroy Jake Paul. You heard it here first.
Pros are saying this isn't the way a professional boxer should act, especially when they're about to face a legend like Mike Tyson. Many are accusing Jake of trying too hard to stir controversy and stay relevant, and this latest stunt might have just crossed the line. Take the word from Eddie Hearn, one of the biggest promoters in the boxing world. He tweeted, Jake Paul wants to be taken seriously as a fighter, but then pulls stunts like this? It's hard to respect that. Even Conor McGregor threw shade, posting a cryptic Instagram story with a caption that seemed aimed at Jake. Some people think chaos is the same as strategy. Ouch. Fans, too, have been pretty divided. While Jake's hardcore supporters are sticking by his side, many are saying this might be a sign that Jake's in over his head and isn't cut out for the real boxing world. Remember, Jake came into the boxing scene like a wrecking ball, making a name for himself by taking on some big personalities in the ring. He's had big wins that put him on the map, from knocking out Nate Robinson in dramatic fashion to stopping former UFC champ Tyron Woodley twice. That KO against Ben Askren? Iconic. Jake wasn't just some YouTuber anymore. He was establishing himself as a legit competitor in the influencer boxing world. Jake was finally on the verge of something real with his fight against Mike Tyson. This wasn't just another influencer or retired MMA guy. This was Mike Tyson, one of the greatest heavyweights ever. A win against Tyson would have solidified Jake's status as a true boxer. No more YouTuber turned fighter tag, but someone who could step into the ring with legends and come out on top. This was supposed to be the moment that silenced the haters once and for all. Tyson may be older now, but he's still got that legendary aura, and going toe-to-toe with him was Jake's shot at ultimate credibility. Jake's career is teetering on a cliff, and one wrong move, like being found guilty of doping, could push him over the edge, ending his boxing run for good. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see how everything plays out. So there you have it, Fight World. That's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on Jake Paul's arrest? Make sure to fill the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.